All the talk over the past few weeks about balloons of unknown origin being shot down over North America, it's really reignited the discussion about UFOs, these days UAPs, another word or acronym for them stands for unexplained aerial phenomena.
So we wanted to know, what do you think? In our News 3 Twitter poll, we asked, do you believe at least some UFOs are extraterrestrial? And so far, 80% of you are saying yes.
That's a snapshot of what our viewers think, but opinions are changing about the possibility of visitors from other worlds. News 3's Steve Wolford is taking a closer look.
We're in the gift shop of the Atomic Museum, where Area 51 merchandise is featured quite prominently. It's all part of the UFO folklore that's tied to Southern Nevada. And it seems that the world of explaining the unexplained is evolving in part because more secrets are being revealed and more people are willing to talk about it.
It's funny because my biggest fear is actually alien abduction.
Andrew Kaneubbe says he's open to believing Earth is hosting extraterrestrials who could be at the controls of some objects that showed up on the heads-up displays of U.S. fighter jets, demonstrating, in his words, otherworldly capabilities.
The question is, obviously not from here. Where do we get the technology and, who is driving them now? Is it U.S. pilots, U.S. test pilots, or, are those, other beings visiting?
And a growing number of people are joining Andrew and opening up to at least the possibility we're not alone out there. In a 2021 Gallup poll, 41% of the respondents believed at least some UFOs were alien spacecraft. That was up 8% from 2019. And 50% believed all UFO sightings could be explained by human activity, down from 60% in the 2019 survey.
Well, I think it was the Chinese balloon. I don't think there's any doubt about that. People were fascinated with it. The shoot downs then simply kept the fire going.
Aviation expert Reed Yadon says the UFO or UAP conversation picked up again because of the balloon shoot downs. And he also believes high-altitude balloons make up one big category of UFO sightings. The other takes us to Area 51.
The other category, I think, is high-performance research vehicles or high-performance developmental vehicles that the military, the government, private contractors.
Whatever they are and wherever they come from, Joseph Kent with the Atomic Museum says a lot of Earthlings love the UFO and Area 51 merch.
I've not experienced anything myself, but I'm certainly open-minded. And we can't explain everything, but here at the museum, we try to have fun with it and try to, for those believers who come and visit us and want to take a little bit with them.
Reed Yadon says pilots will always have the greatest odds of seeing something unusual, especially military and commercial pilots flying jets at higher altitudes. Most will be easily explained, but there will always be a few that will leave the experts wondering.
First-hand look at how housing affordability and inflation are impacting people struggling to make ends meet in Southern Nevada.
It's getting really tough out there for a growing number of people. News 3's Brett Forrest joins us live from Catholic Charities on Las Vegas Boulevard. Brett, their housing navigation program has been seeing a big increase.
Yeah, Jim, Marie, good evening. So unaffordable housing and inflation, those are ongoing issues impacting people across the country, but they still seem to be affecting people here in Nevada especially hard. So that Housing Navigation Center here at Catholic Charities is sharing with me today how they're seeing those impacts firsthand, and they want anyone to know who are facing these issues that there is help out there.
I know that it's very difficult for individuals to find not only affordable housing, but just housing in general.
Nicole Anderson is the Director of Social Services at the Catholic Charities of Southern Nevada. They run a housing navigation center out of their Las Vegas campus, helping those in a fragile point of their lives go from an unstable to a stable housing situation.
Feeding a family of 4 is not what it used to be. So, coming in, just seeing what other resources that we might have, and if we don't have them, to point them in the right direction.
The Housing Navigation Center opened in October 2020, and with COVID, there was an immediate high demand for their support. And with recent spikes in inflation, that need has continued.
We're seeing, over close to 200 a month probably in the Housing Navigation Center. Some come in more than once, but we do see a lot of new individuals coming in, and I think that's those are the numbers that we really need to watch.
Anderson says the increase of new individuals coming in is likely tied to the strains of inflation on shelter and everyday life.
I think so many people are having to figure out where their own personal funding is going. Do I feed my family or do I pay my bills? And that's a really big issue right now.
The latest data from the Consumer Price Index released by the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows inflation increased another 0.5% in January, and the index for shelter was the largest contributing factor to that increase. And Catholic Charities hopes those who need it will discover and utilize their services as the problem persists.
We've had individuals come in and need assistance with, say, an old, a Nevada energy bill or something like that. And again, if we have that funding available, we can assist them with paying that bill.
Now, if you are someone in an unstable housing situation and you do want help, Catholic Charities wants you to know that it is 100% confidential and there should be no stigma involved with it. And you can either come down here in person, they have an open door policy, you can call their number or go on the Catholic Charities website.
Nevada is one of the states with the biggest class sizes in the country.
And now a new bill looks to address this issue, but some believe that it may actually do the opposite. Crisis in the Classroom investigative reporter Tiffany Lane joins us now to break down what that bill looks like.
Yeah, Assembly Bill 42 is in the very early stages. Essentially, it changes existing class size ratios for some grades, adds them for grades that don't currently have required ratios, and changes the number of times districts have to report class sizes every year. Now, while some say it will work, others believe it won't get the job done.
They tell me that it's too crowded and they're not able to learn too good.
30 kids, 35 kids in a classroom, there's always going to be some that are going to be left behind.
Clark County parents are begging for smaller class sizes, and so are teachers like Ryan Fromholtz.
The average is about 38, 39, but in my years teaching, I've had as high as 55.
If passed, Assembly Bill 42 would put the maximum student-to-teacher ratio at 18-to-1 for kindergarten and 20-to-1 for 1st through 3rd grade. This is at least 2 more students per teacher than the current requirement.
It gives a little bit of leeway for those districts who were held to a higher target ratio before and now are being required to report at the lower ratio.
Leaving some concerned, including the Clark County Education Association, aka the Teachers Union.
We do not think the statute should now reflect larger class sizes when we should be striving to reduce those ratios. The larger classroom has also has a direct impact on teacher retention.
The bill would also require maximum ratios for English and math classes for higher grades that don't currently have set ratios. 25 students per licensed teacher for 4th through 6th grade and 30 for 7th through 12th grade. State Superintendent of Schools Joan Ebert says goals by Governor Joe Lombardo to increase school funding will be helpful.
So the bill does add class sizes that we want to have reported to the State Board of Education for grades 4 all the way through 12, making sure that we meet those targets now that their additional funding is made available, as well as lower class sizes.
You don't have to teach straight lecture. We could do more projects, more hands-on activities, give kids one-on-one attention.
But there's one thing Fromholtz and some others say gets in the way. What's currently in place that would not change under the bill is that schools can apply to the state for variances if they are above required class sizes. It's essentially a waiver to operate at the higher level because they were unable to meet the target. The Nevada Department of Education saying variances are pretty much always approved.
What is the point if we're going to keep giving variances? It's been a long time since we've had a crisis on this scale. And there's certainly a level of urgency.
That's Michelle Booth from Educate Nevada Now. She says teacher pay and resources could help reduce class sizes across the state.
When you look at their salary per pupil, we're among the lowest. I think 2 years ago we saw we're like the second lowest because the class sizes are so large. So yeah, you get more pay, but you get a whole lot more work.
The state's largest district, Clark County, showed more than 1,400 job openings on its website as of Tuesday afternoon. Washoe County showed more than 500 openings for certified professionals.
And the other thing too is if we have lower class sizes, and one argument people may make is we don't have enough schools, especially on the middle and high school level, to accommodate everyone.
Well, charter schools would also have to follow class size ratios under Assembly Bill 42. The bill also changes the number of times districts have to report class sizes to the state from 4 times a year to twice. Now, some say this will make it easier to not follow class size requirements. Now, some of your tips on issues important to you in our schools, including class sizes. Scan that flow code on your screen, or you can email schooltips@news3lv.com. You can also call 702-805-0489.
Hi everybody, I'm Reed Cowan from News 3 Las Vegas. We want to thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. Remember, you can always see more of our videos by clicking on the video links. And also don't forget to click that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of our YouTube updates. Thanks for watching.